Let me tell you something. Doubt and fear are bullies. They creep into your mind at night. They show up when you're about to take a step forward, and they whisper, what if you fail? What if you're not enough? But I need you to hear me right now. They are liars. Doubt is a liar. It doesn't come to help you, to protect you, or to guide you. It comes to stop you. It creeps in when you're about to take a step forward, whispers in your ear that you're not good enough, not smart enough, not talented enough. It tells you to wait, to hold back, to sit still. And if you listen, doubt will keep you in the same place for years. See, doubt never shows up when you're doing nothing. It doesn't bother the person who isn't chasing a dream, who isn't trying to break free from old habits, who isn't trying to be more. Doubt shows up when you're on the edge of something greater. It senses movement. It feels you growing, stepping out of your comfort zone, pushing past limits, and it fights to hold you back because doubt thrives in hesitation. It gets stronger every time you second guess yourself, every time you let an opportunity slip away, every time you tell yourself maybe later. But doubt doesn't have proof. It has no evidence. It doesn't come with facts or logic. It just throws fear into your mind and waits for you to believe it. And too many people do. Too many people let doubt write the story of their lives. They let it keep them from speaking up, from starting that business, from chasing that dream, from believing that they are worthy of success. Doubt convinces them that failure is the end, when in reality, failure is just a step forward. It's just part of the process. You ever notice how a child learns to walk? They don't stand up on the first try and start running. They fall over and over again. But a baby doesn't have doubt. They don't sit there and say, maybe walking isn't for me. No, they get back up, they try again, and before you know it, they're walking, then running. But somewhere along the way, we lose that. We let failure scare us. We let fear make us believe we aren't built for success. But you are built for success. You were made to win. You were given gifts, talents, a purpose. And the only thing standing between you and the life you were meant to have is that little voice in your head trying to convince you that you're not ready. But let me tell you something. You will never feel ready. You will never have all the answers. You will never be perfect. And that's okay, because you don't have to be perfect to start. You just have to start. Doubt is always going to be there. It's going to show up at every new level of your life. But you don't have to listen to it. You don't have to believe it. When it whispers, what if you fail? You tell it, then I'll learn and try again. When it says you're not good enough, you remind yourself, I am enough and I will grow. When it tries to paralyze you with fear, you move forward anyway. You don't have time to entertain doubt. You have work to do, goals to reach, a purpose to fulfill. The people who win in life aren't the ones who never feel doubt. They're the ones who push past it, the ones who don't let it stop them. And that's what you have to do, because doubt is a liar, but you are the truth. Fear is a test. It shows up at the doorway of every opportunity, every breakthrough, every moment that could change your life. It stands between you and the future you want, watching to see if you'll back down or if you'll step forward anyway. Fear is not a sign that you should stop. It is a sign that you are on the right path, because anything worth having, anything worth becoming will always come with fear attached to it. The question is, what will you do when it shows up? Most people think fear is a warning, a signal to turn around, to play it safe, to stay where they are. But that's a lie. Fear is not the enemy. Fear is the gatekeeper. It is there to see if you are truly ready for what you are asking for. You say you want success, but will you keep going when fear tells you you're not ready? You say you want growth, but will you push through when fear makes you uncomfortable? You say you want to become the best version of yourself, but will you take the first step when fear says, what if you fail? Fear only has power if you listen to it. If you allow it to control you, it will keep you stuck in the same place for years, watching other people live the life you could have had. But when you push past fear, when you face it head on, it loses its grip. Because fear is not real. It is a projection of the mind, a collection of what-ifs that have no proof, no evidence, no real foundation. It is the imagination working against you instead of for you. And if you let it, Fear will create a prison around your potential. The truth is, fear is supposed to be there. If you never feel fear, the difference is they move forward anyway. They understood that fear is just part of the journey. It doesn't mean stop. It doesn't mean quit. It means keep going. Think about the moments in your life when you faced fear and pushed through. Maybe it was the first time you spoke in front of a crowd, the first time you took a leap of faith on a dream, the first time you put yourself out there, not knowing if you would succeed or fail. It was terrifying in the moment, but once you did it, once you got to the other side, you realized it wasn't as bad as you thought. That's how fear works. It only has power until you face it. You don't have to get rid of fear. You don't have to wait for it to disappear before you take action. You just have to move forward with it. Fear is part of the test, and passing that test means stepping forward even when your heart is racing, even when your mind is filled with doubt, because on the other side of fear is strength. On the other side of fear is confidence. On the other side of fear is the version of you that you've been waiting to become, but you'll never get there if you let fear win. So when fear comes, recognize it for what it is. It is not your enemy. It is your test. It is the fire that will refine you, the resistance that will make you stronger. And the only way to pass that test is to keep moving forward, no matter how scared you feel. Because fear is temporary, but regret lasts forever. Faith over fear. That is the choice you must make every single day. Because both faith and fear ask you to believe in something you cannot see. Fear asks you to believe in failure, in struggle, in things falling apart. It paints pictures of everything that could go wrong and convinces you that stepping forward is too risky. But faith, it asks you to believe in something greater. It asks you to trust that even if you don't have all the answers, even if you don't see the full picture, that is a plan at work. It asks you to step forward even when the path isn't clear, to believe that you are being guided, that you are capable, and that what's ahead is worth the risk. Fear will always be loud. It will always try to pull you back into your comfort zone, whispering that it's safer there, that you don't need to push forward, that maybe you should just settle. But faith reminds you that you were not created to live small. You were not given dreams just to watch them slip away because fear convinced you that you weren't ready. Faith tells you that you were made for something greater, that there is purpose inside you waiting to be fulfilled. The question is, which voice will you listen to? There is no space for faith and fear to exist in the same mind at the same time. One will always overpower the other. And every time you choose faith, every time you decide to trust instead of doubt, you weaken fear's hold on you. Because fear is not real. It is a choice, a mindset, a perspective. It thrives when you feed it, but it disappears when you stand firm in belief. Faith, on the other hand, grows the more you use it, the more you trust, the more you step forward despite the unknown, the stronger your faith becomes. Think about the moments in your life when you faced uncertainty, when you weren't sure how things would turn out, but you moved forward anyway. You made it through. You survived. And looking back, you can see that the things you feared the most never had as much power as you thought they did. That is what faith does. It carries you through what fear told you was impossible. Faith does not mean you will never feel fear. It does not mean the journey will always be easy, but it does mean that when fear tries to stop you, you move forward anyway. It means that when obstacles appear, you trust that they are not there to block you, but to shape you. It means that when everything seems uncertain, you hold on to the belief that something greater is ahead. Because faith is knowing that even if the path is unclear, the destination is still certain. Every great achievement, every breakthrough, every moment of success was built on faith. The greatest minds, the most successful people, the strongest leaders, none of them had guarantees. They didn't have every answer when they started, but they had faith. Faith in their abilities, faith in their purpose, faith that the doors would open as they kept walking forward. And that same faith is available to you. You cannot let fear decide your future. You cannot let it hold you back from the life you were meant to live. Fear will try to convince you that playing it safe is the best option, but faith reminds you that growth only happens when you step outside of what is comfortable. Fear tells you to stay where you are, but faith tells you to rise higher. And in the end, the life you want, the dreams you hold, the person you are meant to become, it's all on the other side of fear. The only way to get there is to trust, to believe, to choose faith over fear. Every single day, small wins build confidence. Success is not built overnight, and confidence is not something you're born with. It's something you develop one step at a time. Too many people think they need to accomplish something huge before they can feel confident, but that's not how it works. Confidence comes from showing up daily, from proving to yourself through action that you are capable. It's not about waiting until you feel ready. It's about doing the little things that add up, because every small victory strengthens your belief in yourself. Think about a time when you accomplished something that once felt impossible. Maybe it was speaking up in a meeting, hitting a fitness goal, or taking a step toward a dream. In the beginning, it felt overwhelming. Maybe doubt crept in. Maybe fear told you it wasn't possible, but then you took action. You did one small thing, and then another, and over time, those small steps added up. Before you knew it, you had momentum, and with that momentum came confidence. Confidence isn't about being fearless. It's about doing what you need to do, even when fear is present. It's about trusting that progress, no matter how small, is still progress. Too often, people wait for confidence to show up before they take action. But confidence doesn't come first, action does. You don't become confident by standing still. You become confident by moving forward, even if that movement is slow. Every time you complete a task, no matter how small, you prove to yourself that you are capable. If you want to get better at something, don't focus on the huge goal. Focus on small wins. If you want to be a better speaker, practice speaking in front of a mirror. If you want to write a book, start with one paragraph a day. If you want to be healthier, drink more water, take the stairs, make one better food choice. These small actions may not seem like much in the moment, but over time they build momentum. And momentum creates confidence. The problem is most people dismiss small wins because they think they don't matter. They think that unless they're making huge progress, they're not making progress at all. But that's a mistake. Every big achievement starts with small steps. Every great athlete, every successful entrepreneur, every leader you admire, none of them started at the top. They built their confidence through small victories, through consistent effort, through showing up even when no one was watching. Small wins also train your mind to focus on progress rather than perfection. Perfection is a trap. It keeps people stuck because they think if they can't do something perfectly, they shouldn't do it at all. But confidence doesn't come from perfection, it comes from progress. And progress is made up of small wins. The more you stack those wins, the more you realize that you are capable of more than you ever thought possible. The secret to confidence is not some big dramatic moment. It's in the daily habits, the small commitments you keep to yourself, the little steps forward that compound over time. And when you start focusing on those small wins, something shifts. You stop doubting yourself as much. You stop making excuses. You start believing that you can do more, achieve more, become more, because confidence isn't about being the best. It's about knowing that you are improving every single day. So start small. Set a goal you can reach today, win the day. Then do it again tomorrow. Keep showing up, keep taking action, keep stacking small wins. And before you know it, confidence won't be something you chase, it will be something you own. Failure is part of the process. Too many people see failure as the end, as a sign that they should quit, that they're not good enough, not smart enough, not talented enough. But failure is not the opposite of success, it is a step toward it. Every great achievement, every major breakthrough, every person who has ever reached the top has failed more times than they can count. The difference is they didn't let failure define them. They understood that failure is not a stop sign, it's a lesson, a redirection, a necessary part of growth. The people who never fail are the people who never try. They stay in their comfort zones, avoiding risks, playing it safe, afraid to make mistakes. But in doing so, they never grow. because growth only happens through struggle, through trial and error, through falling down and getting back up again. The most successful people in the world didn't get there because they never failed. They got there because they refused to let failure stop them. They learned from it, adapted, and kept moving forward. Think about a baby learning to walk. They don't stand up and start running on the first try. They stumble, they fall, they get back up, and they do it again and again until one day they are walking without even thinking about it. But imagine if a baby fell once and decided, maybe walking isn't for me. That would sound ridiculous, right? But that's exactly what so many people do with their dreams. They try once, fail, and convince themselves that they aren't meant for success. They take one rejection, one loss, one setback, and use it as proof that they should give up. But failure is only permanent if you stop. If you keep going, failure turns into experience. It turns into wisdom. It turns into fuel. Every failure is teaching you something about yourself, about your craft, about what works and what doesn't. Every time you fall, you gain knowledge that makes you stronger for the next attempt. That's why failure is not something to be feared, it's something to be embraced. Some of the most successful people in history failed over and over before they ever saw a breakthrough. Thomas Edison failed over 1,000 times before inventing the light bulb. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team. Oprah Winfrey was told she wasn't fit for television. These people didn't let failure stop them. They understood that failure was not a reflection of their worth. It was simply a part of the journey. Most people want success without struggle. They want the reward without the risk. But that's not how life works. The struggle is what makes success meaningful. If you got everything you ever wanted without any effort, without any setbacks, it wouldn't mean anything. The hard times, the losses, the moments where you feel like giving up, those are the moments that build character. Those are the moments that separate the people who achieve greatness from the people who settle. You have to be willing to fail. You have to be willing to take risks, to step out of your comfort zone, to try and fail and try again, because every time you fail, you're one step closer to getting it right. Every time you fall, you're building resilience. Every mistake is a lesson, and every lesson is bringing you closer to success. So don't be afraid of failure. Be afraid of standing still. Be afraid of looking back years from now and realizing that fear of failure kept you from even trying. Because failure is not the enemy, quitting is. And as long as you keep going, as long as you keep learning, as long as you refuse to let failure stop you, success is inevitable. Your gift is your weapon. It is your advantage, your strength, the thing that sets you apart from everyone else. But too many people overlook their gift. They spend their time wishing they had someone else's talent, someone else's opportunity, someone else's life. They focus on what they don't have instead of sharpening what they do have. But the truth is, everything you need to win, everything you need to succeed is already inside you. The problem is, most people don't recognize it. They let doubt, fear, and comparison convince them that their gift isn't enough. Your gift is not random. It was placed inside you for a reason. Whether it's your ability to speak, to write, to lead, to create, to inspire, whatever it is not there by accident. It is meant to be used. It is meant to open doors for you, to make room for you, to be the tool that helps you break through the obstacles in your life. But a weapon is only powerful if you use it. A sword left in its sheath can't protect you. A bow left unstrung can't hit a target. And a gift that goes undeveloped will never reach its full potential. Too many people waste their gifts because they're waiting for the perfect moment. They think they need more experience, more validation, more permission to use what they've been given. But waiting won't sharpen your gift. Action will. You don't need to be the best. You don't need to have all the answers. You just need to start. Start developing what you have. Start putting in the work. Start refining your skill. Because the more you use your gift, the stronger it becomes. Your gift is also your protection. When life gets tough, when challenges come, your gift is what will keep you standing. It is what will give you purpose when everything else feels uncertain. Some people go through life feeling lost, feeling like they have nothing to offer. But the moment you recognize and embrace your gift, everything changes. You no longer move through life aimlessly. You have a weapon in your hands, something that gives you direction, something that makes you valuable, something that allows you to serve, to impact, to build. But here's the truth. Your gift will be tested. The moment you decide to use it, to develop it, to share it with the world, resistance will come. Doubt will try to creep in. People will try to discourage you. Fear will tell you that you're not ready. That's how you know you're on the right path. Because a powerful weapon always attracts opposition. The enemy doesn't attack what isn't a threat. If you're facing resistance, if you're struggling to believe in yourself, it's because your gift is powerful. It's because deep down, you know that if you truly unleashed it, if you truly committed to it, nothing could stop you. Some of the greatest minds, the most successful people, the legends we admire, every single one of them started with just a gift. They weren't born at the top. They weren't handed success. They sharpened their gift until it became undeniable. They put in the time, the effort, the discipline to master what they had. And because of that, their gift made a way for them. Your gift will do the same for you if you let it. But you have to stop waiting, stop doubting, stop underestimating what you have. Pick up your weapon and start using it. Because the world doesn't need another copy. It doesn't need another person trying to be like everyone else. The world needs you. It needs your voice, your vision, your talent. And the moment you decide to fully embrace your gift, to sharpen it, to master it, to let it guide you, you become unstoppable. So the question is, what will you do with your gift? Will you let it sit unused, buried under doubt and fear? Or will you pick it up, sharpen it, and use it to carve out your destiny? The choice is yours. But understand this, your gift was not given to you by accident. It was meant to be used, meant to create impact, meant to open doors that no one else can walk through but you. So stop hesitating. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. The moment is now. Step into your greatness. Master your gift. Wield it like the weapon it was meant to be. And watch as it makes a way for you that no obstacle, no doubt, and no fear can ever stand against.